Well, it's a foggy Sunday morning and I've found my 6 cows. So I think I'm gonna make some updates on the Bachbug projects I've begun. Here are the two tiny buildings I'm making. This one for the laundry, and that one for the wash house or bathhouse. Haven't done too much on them, but now we'll go take a look at a few of these others. And while I'm here, this chimney I learned as I built, and I never really did finish it, but I'm about to build a much better one, and I had forgotten that I needed those half blocks. As I was putting it together, it wasn't looking quite right. Going up at a certain point, about there, I realized I needed half blocks. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. Here I can show you. You might remember this place. I had a chimney jury rigged out of barrels here that I tore down. And now, you know, it's getting to be fall and I need to get another chimney up. And I started to put one together here just on a pallet, just to look at it. And what I meant was I forgot that right here I need half blocks. So it's not right yet, especially down here. I was puzzled. I thought, why isn't that right? What I've done is, these are 12-inch blocks at the bottom, and then I would normally go down to 10-inch blocks, but I didn't have any at the moment, so these are 8-inch blocks, and these are 4-inch blocks. So you can go 14. I'm actually going to start with 14-inch, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, and then eventually even down to maybe 3. And the inside with this system stays smooth. This is a completely different way to build a chimney. As I say, it doesn't look right yet, but it will. And the arches, I've begun to approximate them. Those fire brick I got at a sale that I'd said I got so much for so little money at the sale. These pavers, I suspect I'm going to put over there at the fountain. Let's go over there next. No, I want to show you something else. You might remember this view. The outhouse is very slowly creeping itself into position. That's the building that earlier when I was putting it together fell on me. And now I've gotten ready to for 2 more platforms, one there and one here and then that. So you can see there's been developments. I jumped from one thing to another. She's inspecting my chimney. My shovel. Cooper shop. It's going to take a leap here pretty soon. On the platform beside it, and in our building a line shaft, in effect, to be powered by the water wheel. At the moment, it's bone dry here. There's really a drought, but every year at this time it happens. And now the fountain, I began to put it together again, experimenting. See, now I did decide where I want it, and that antique nail is driven in the center, and I started to lay the blocks around, and at this point I'm pretty resolved that I'm going to put a windmill over it. And where I put it was on a center line that goes through that building, and don't be worried about that all tumble together. I can fix that. Through that, and then through a center line in the blacksmith shop, and again, don't worry, I can put that together. And then for the outlet of it, I went square. I got a square line instead of a contour. Well, I'll show you about that a little in a moment. Let's get down and look at the ding. You might have seen this already, but not with the ladders leaning up against it, and it's just roped together. I do need to explain. Well, I'll still wait. and the fence, what I'm doing with fence, I believe in it now, but I still haven't really thoroughly explained it. I lose track of what I've shown you and what I haven't shown you. These are the parts to Josh's barn, my neighbor's barn, that he gave me about 2 years ago. It's been waiting. Those are some of the parts. And here are more of the parts. And I want to decide exactly where to put it. There are features here. Well, I should remind you, if you don't know already, that where I'm building is on top of an old village that was deserted. Mining, it was mined for iron, and then it was bulldozed and forgotten, but I'm remembering it. And some of these lines, they helped to reveal it, what was here. Even that hawthorn tree and that hawthorn tree, those two hawthorn trees, they explain things about foundations that were buried. And here's that line that I picked up. That building where the sawmill is, and which I will finish, I laid it out off of that barn, which my grandfather had laid off an older foundation. And the result was here, it was right. Now these are pieces of a second sawmill that have been laying in the grass for 3 years, I'm afraid, maybe 4, 3. And they're okay. And now it's time to get them out, because this building, which I already online, I've shown that under recycling, extreme recycling of timber framing. Well, it's an entire building, missing just a few pieces. And I'll use that building to put over this other sawmill, the donkeys are calling, and still more of the sawmill. And these I have for putting underneath the posts. Now, still one other thing I think I want to show you is this complex here. Yeah. There'll be a water wheel, a fairly high one here, right about there. And on the left side will be that building, and I think at this point I'll have 2 sawmills in it, which will make a total of 3. Water power will not realistically be enough to turn a circular saw up to speed, but an up and down saw, yes, and I have enough pieces that I can build one. Andy and I can. And here I've begun to get ready for still another one of those tiny buildings. I found I have enough wood for it, and I intend to start that too. Now, why do all this starting? It's because of the season. Before it gets muddy and snowy and icy, I want to be off the ground. And here I wanted to show you, we established square by the 3-4-5 principle. And I should maybe show you that. We started there, and I picked this line up, and so I wanted it to be square from it. And I think that was 6 feet, or maybe 8. That was 6 feet. And then to that stake was 8, and between that stake and this stake was 10. So we had 6, 8, 10, and that gave us square. So even though in a way it didn't seem right, I've laid it off square to the, because 100 years ago, maybe 100, maybe 200 years ago, somebody laid this village off with the plan of square. Alright, I think I want to show you my pallet collection. These brick and blocks you've already seen in another video if you watched them all. That was what I can't remember what I called it, but I paid $2 for about $300 worth of brick, about 600 brick, and about $2, I can't remember, for those blocks and a lot of the ones down by the chimney. You saw that already, I think, and you know, you do have to get material, at least when you're doing it my way. And now let's see, I'll show you some of the lumber I got too.